Aloha and welcome to the Local My Life. And here we go. We've got a Missing Mondays for you today. And yes, I'm pulling out the dog treats right now to hush the dogs up so we can talk about Jennifer's case. I'm not sure how many of you guys have heard about Jennifer. Jennifer Brown went missing almost a week ago now. And police are extremely concerned about her in this case. Extremely. This is really out of the norm for her. This is one of those cases that everyone's like, no, this is not what this lady's about. She has a child that is her whole life. So I wanted to come together and give you guys some information about Jennifer and see if we can get her face plastered out there. Sorry, dog wants the treats right now. And I'll see if we can just share out her picture, her story, and get more people looking out for her. And so as we got people coming in, I see KK there and Grandma Sherry. Love you both. And also, in the meantime, if you guys can start pulling together your list of sending things out on Twitter, all the different names and forwarding number addresses and stuff like that. Start pulling those together, and I'll meet you right around the corner. Aloha and welcome to the Local My Life. Hey, 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 okay. Yes, I should have known I can depend on you guys already. Sherry's already shared. You are the bomb. And I can, you know what? It's amazing how part of me is like, okay, we got to get all these things out and all, but everyone just does it. It becomes automatic for all of us. It's like, oh, there's a missing person. Let's get the news out ASAP. So real quickly, while we're letting the good old notifications work their job, and some quick, hey, KK, I was going to send you a message, KK, and I ran out of time because certain puppies were being a little pain in the rear ends. Yeah, you especially. And also, and Miss Sherry is always here. Look at me. Thank you. Thank you. It's happening a little, but guys, um, okay, some of you guys know I was just diagnosed after years of expecting to become diabetic due to gastric bypass and losing most of my pancreas. We finally decided to treat it as diabetic, and the medicine that they have me on has me losing weight. I'm so happy. So, but yeah, I feel like I did back in gastric bypass days. But thank you. Love you, Sherry. Thank you for catching that. Thank you. And so, yeah, this can definitely, KK, we'll touch base after, definitely. And yeah, it's been a crazy weekend. I was selling stuff at a convention. It was called PopCon, and also 2 days of, what was it, 10-hour days, I think it was. And that was just not getting there early to set up. That was just when it was open. So, but yeah, we've got, as you can see up in our corner right up there, we've got a gorgeous young woman, okay, by the name of Jennifer Brown. I usually like to ask this at the beginning, and I know we still have a lot of people working their way in and all, and I've been kind of MIA the last few days, so it might take a little longer than normal, but how many of you guys have heard about Jennifer? Put a 1 in chat if you have heard about Jennifer's disappearance. Put a 2 if this is news for you. Because I'll be honest, this was news for me. I did some looking around over the weekend, but had not come across much with her. Sherry, too. See, and we're out there looking for people. We're here on YouTube hearing about missing. Okay, that's part of the whole missing advocacy, is we're trying to keep our eyes open about things. Jennifer is actually, okay, let me bring all the stuff up so we can start sharing the real information here. JP, the question was, and by the way, hello, JP. Welcome, my dear. And by the way, your channel's, yeah, you guys got some good stuff. Ooh, what is beeping? I don't know if I got something beeping or something now. Hopefully it's not being heard on your side, but hello, JP. Okay, by the way, if Battissimo does some weird things today, Battissimo is still acting up for me. She wants to be the focus of the whole live stream. So I may have to back her off a little bit and put her in place at some point. So, but have you heard about Jennifer Brown? Have you heard? She went missing, actually was last seen. Okay, last week, Tuesday was the last time she was seen, which was January 3rd. She was recognized as missing on the 4th. So you're going to see and hear different numbers being given and all, and that's kind of why it took me a little bit of really researching in to find out exactly what happened. You had not either until you saw the post earlier. You got it. Yeah, okay, JP, you got it. And yes, Sherry, our dear old Battissimo, yes, the little glory days of Battissimo. So, Jennifer, as I said, went missing on January 3rd. She's from Royersford, Pennsylvania, has lived there, worked there. She has, I think, two children, an older son and a younger son. The younger son definitely lives with her. We're going to hear more about that relationship, and I'm not going to share names. You can get names and all that out there, but you know how I feel about children need to be given their privacy and all when all this is going. They've got enough going on right now with missing mom. They don't need everything else that happens. But she and her son were inseparable. And that's why everyone's like, this is not a, okay, 43-year-old woman who has decided to go out on the road or something like that. No, this is something different. Yes, Sherry, bus stop. You got it. That's her. Um, she was last seen, well, finish up what we have here. 43 years old. She's 5'1", so petite. 150 pounds, brown hair, green eyes. So green eyes is one of those things we don't get regularly out here. Her hair definitely seems to have some curl to it, for example. I was noticing that. What happened to get us to this place? The other thing I did want to let you guys know, there is a reward out for any information that leads to her or gives them information that can lead them to her. That reward started at $10,000 from the family. At this point, it's been pushed up to $15,000. She does. She has a gorgeous smile, Sherry. I mean, really, really beautiful smile. And I mean, I love it when I see someone they smile with everything in them. Her eyes smile. I mean, look at the picture there in the bottom, okay, left hand from what I'm seeing right here. I mean, she's smiling with everything in her. And hey there, Ramblin', how you doing, my dear? Welcome. And so she is just definitely someone who has been living with her 8-year-old son. And she, from what I'm understanding, was last seen at 2 p.m. on Tuesday. Okay, she was supposed to the following day pick her son up at the bus stop. She did not show up. Okay, her son was there. She never showed up. So there's what, a 24-ish hour time period, a little over 24 hours there, it sounds like, that she had not been seen from the last time. As I said before, everyone said she would never have left her little boy alone. Okay, it's one of those relationships. In fact, one person actually stated that she would have called her a helicopter mom. Okay, all of us know about our helicopter. I had a helicopter mom. Hello in the bushes. Welcome, welcome, my dear. Yeah, my mom was the queen of helicopter moms. And hey, Burden, sorry I missed your I've been researching this one and I wanted to get good information, but thank you, my dear. And who's all there? I just saw Jet's mom. There's Jet's mom. Hey, hey, Ahi. Yes, aloha. Aloha, Ahi, Ahi. Yeah, yes. And La Princessa is here. Hello, Princess. And so Nicole's here too. Hey, Nicole. Welcome, gang. And I hope I didn't stop your live just for me, Burden. I saw you were right as I was getting ready. I was going in and I noticed you were live. And I'm like, I hope you didn't stop early. I hope not. And because what you're doing over there is amazing. So, Savage is here. Hey, Savage, how you doing, my dear? Helicopter mom there. Yes, exactly, Jet's mom. Okay, hi, Seal. And helicopter moms are a thing. And a helicopter mom does not go from being helicopter mom to disappearing. That's just not the normal behavior for anyone who's a helicopter mom. And Nana Barb, hey, welcome, my dear. Yeah, Full House. I love it. I love it. More work we can have with getting her name out there and hopefully bringing this gorgeous woman home to her little boy and her older son too. You are that mom too, Seal. See? Okay, so think about this. For those of you who are helicopter moms, if you disappeared quickly, okay, you just disappeared without any notice or anything like that, there'd be a reason for your family to be worried, right? Okay, if that ever happened with my mom, I'd be like, oh my God, okay, no, this is something's wrong. And we got to find her ASAP. And that's what's happened with this one. One of her neighbors, Kathleen Coca, I hope I'm saying that right, but I have a feeling I'm not. But Kathleen said, "quote That little boy has always been by her side. She walks him to school. She picks him up from the bus. He's never allowed to be on his own. Even when he comes out to play, she's outside sitting on a chair." I mean, that was my mom. She was watching everything we were doing when we were that young. Okay, we're talking an 8-year-old. Okay, she wanted to make sure he was safe at all times. Okay, most of us as parents, okay, you're more worried about your child than your own well being. So she's out there worried about her child. And since her disappearance, just so because I know a lot of people, the first thing they're worried about is how's the little boy and all. One of her really good friends is actually caring for the little boy. And they've at this point, they're trying to keep him out of the public eye and all that. You know, that's not where a child needs to be right now. They're trying to keep life normal and all. They took him shopping, for example, this weekend, and they wanted to buy PS5 controllers. He's still trying to figure out what's going on. Okay, and he asked, can we buy one of these pink or purple ones because that's mom's favorite color. And so they're really, and of course, as her friend said, is yeah, we bought a pink controller because we need to keep, okay, we talk about this all the time, gang. You got to keep hope alive. Hope stays alive no matter what. And this little boy needs to keep that hope. So they're trying to shield him from the media. Now, what happened leading up to the disappearance? As I mentioned, she was last seen around 2 p.m. on Tuesday, January 3rd. Now, who that was and all? It turns out she has a coworker, someone she's been working with to possibly start a restaurant. This person, his name is Anthony Watts Richardson, aka Blair Watts, and they have been working together for quite a while to open up a restaurant. He had another one at one point called Birdie's Kitchen, which closed due to COVID. Okay, a lot of us ran into those situations. And so he had his restaurant closed, and the two of them have been talking about opening up a new Birdie's restaurant, Birdie's Kitchen in Phoenixville. Now, this is Pennsylvania. Let me real quickly to show you guys. Okay, wait, right, here we go. So this is Royersford, okay, in Pennsylvania. Gives you an idea. You can see Scranton is kind of up north. So it gives you a good idea of where we're looking at. Okay, pretty center or so of Pennsylvania. Okay, a little ways from Scranton. And let me bring us back here so we can bring her gorgeous face up and focus on that face. They were working on this. She was excited. Her family, her friends were saying she was really excited about this restaurant. Okay, it was something she was throwing a lot of her energy into. Um, and that's the direction it was going. It was hopefully going to happen within the next month or so. You went to JP, went to school in Scranton. Okay, so you kind of have an idea of the area, and the especially me out in the middle of Hawaii, I don't know the area as well, and but you have a better idea of the area. Um, so they've been working together as colleagues trying to open this up in Phoenixville. It was supposed to open within this next month. He has since said because of what's going on, it's being put on hold at this point. Um, Now, what happened? How did he see her? Things like that. Guys, you know how I feel about we're here to share information. We're not here to start going down pathways and stuff like that and trying to figure out what happened to this person and that and how they fit in here. Because you can read almost anything into anyone. Okay, right now it's just gathering the information so we have a good picture of what may have happened to her and how we can get the word out so we can bring her back home. And so he actually met with her and last saw her around 2 p.m. on Tuesday, the 3rd. They were getting together. Okay, probably if I know I've opened up facilities before, and yeah, you do a lot of talking, planning, things like that. He also had taken the little boy for overnight at that point. I'm not sure the reasoning why at this point, but at that point, the little boy had gone to stay with Blair overnight so that she had a night off. Now, why that I have not been able to find any information as to why. Could she have had a date going that night? Could she have just needed a break? You know, single parent, sometimes you do need a break. Okay, it's hard being a single parent. And if you have people you can trust to help you, you jump and you take advantage of that. So we don't know why, but we do know he had the little boy from Tuesday at around 2 p.m. until the next morning when he put the little boy on the school bus to go to school. Okay, JP, that's the thing. We're gonna get some. I suspect, no, I suspect that whatever happened near her house, and we're gonna come around to why with that. Um, Now he took Jennifer's son for the sleepover. There have been some questions about the sleepover. I've heard some discussion about medication for the little boy. I don't know if he's ADHD or something, but the school the next day felt that he was acting out a little bit more, and they were trying to find out if he had had his medicine or they hadn't gotten the medicine sent in, or so. I don't have the full story on that, but there was something with medication at that point. And Blair said that night, Tuesday night, she never called to say goodnight to her little boy or anything. That was one comment that does worry me. Not pointing fingers with it, just saying it worries me. I know my mom. My mom, as Miss Helicopter Mom, even with me at 51 years old, okay, I cannot go one night without my mom calling to check on me. Okay, it's just nuts, but it's the truth. Hello, Jingles. Hope you've had a good weekend, my dear. Um, and hey, Marshmallow, thanks for subbing, my dear. Thanks you. I love that name. Oh my God, I love that name. And also, so that worries me. The fact that a quote unquote helicopter mom did not call to say goodnight to her little boy kind of is a red flag to me. I will be honest with you. That is a red flag to me. We don't know when she actually disappeared at this point. We don't know what time she disappeared. Could she maybe not have called because something had already happened? We don't know. But that to me just rings wrong. Something about that rings wrong. I wouldn't know better though because I don't know this family. I just know my family and what my mom would be like. Okay, like I said, 51, and I'll still get phone calls if I'm not home by a certain time. And which is always fun. And so anyhow, the next morning came around. He got the little boy, took him to the school bus. Okay, little boy went to school. Um, and this, we're talking now, we're into Wednesday. Hey, Robbie, love you, my dear. Mwah, love you, love you. And she went, the little boy went off to school at this point. There was a lot of questions started really early as to where Jennifer was. A lot of questions. People were trying to fit, she hadn't gotten to work. Work started trying to contact her via email as early as 9:30 saying, are you planning on coming into work today? What's going on? Some of the people who are friends said they had gotten calls from the school about the medication bit. Now, like I said, I don't have the full story behind the medication bit, just that the school had noticed a difference in behavior and stuff. So day went on, okay, everything fine. No one did anything at all, okay, because they just thought maybe she was at home sick. And little boy is on his way home. He takes the bus. She picks him up every single time at the bus. This time, no one was at the bus stop. So she went to have her son picked up, and he's alone there. Marshmallow, thank you so much for sharing, my dear. Thank you. And I agree, Robbie, we're all thinking about Michael and you, my dear. You know that. And pings, no. And that's where we're going to get. She had 2 cell phones. And this is going to take us into the next thing. When she was not there to pick him up, people started getting concerned. I think it was Blair, from my understanding, who actually triggered the police and all that, but I may be wrong on that. He said he's the one who was contacting the police and all, though, and he has been very talking with the police about everything that's happened since he did have her son that night. They noticed she's not there. They drove over to her house to see could she still be there. Could she have gotten sick or something like that? That's when they found her vehicle. So her vehicle now, yes, so allegedly, first seal, allegedly at this point, because I still haven't pulled everything together to clear it up completely, but it does not sound like he had medication that morning. And they got to the house, they found her vehicle. So her vehicle had never left the house. They got into the vehicle, they found her purse, her keys, and her work phone. What they did not find, of course, number one, her, and number 2, her cell phone, personal cell phone. Not sure about you guys, but many of us who have to carry a work phone, we don't want work and, okay, private life mixing, so we carry 2 phones. She was one of those people who did that. Her personal cell phone was not in the vehicle, just her work cell phone. Nothing within the house. I haven't heard anything about the house side of, okay, did everything look fine? I'm thinking it did because I haven't heard anything different. And yes, Seal, that's this medication. I wish I could gather this information a little bit more on the medication because I think that is important there. I do think that's important for a helicopter mom, especially. JP, a helicopter mom is basically one of those mothers that hovers around their children. They never leave their children alone. Okay, they're always there to make sure the child is okay. Okay, and by the way, hey, Kelly. Whether you're younger and you're dealing with a 3 or 4-year-old and you just want to make sure they're safe crossing the street, getting picked up from school, or like I said, 51 years old and sharing a house, and as you are a caregiver and your mom is still checking in on you. And it happens. And you'll love it. Yep, that's you. Kelly, you were a helicopter mom too. See, it's not a negative term at all. At least I don't think it is. I don't at all. It's just a relationship. You're a helicopter dad, JP. There you go. There you go. See, I think there's a good thing with that. Okay, it shows the relationship that is there. You can see here with this picture right here. There's two pictures of her with her little boy here. Um, I did blur out the face and all, but you can see the happiness there. And these are just recent pictures and all. Hey, hey, Josh, how you doing, my dear? Um, so phone. First question I know a lot of people are going to ask, that personal cell phone, is it pinging anything? All that. From my understanding, the phone itself has not had any communication occur since Wednesday morning. So remember, she was last seen Tuesday, 2 p.m. Wednesday morning, the phone went dead. Now, was it turned off? Did it die? Because that is, if her phone hadn't been plugged in 24 hours or so, it may have died at that point. We don't know. Okay, all we know is Wednesday morning, it stopped. And all right, guys, come here. Here's a treat. And the phone at that point, her private phone, is now missing and not connecting to anything. Cassie, come here, baby girl. Sorry. Little one decides all the time she has to be the focus of the whole life. Are you saying hi to everyone? Are you saying hi? Say hi. Oh yes, exactly. Yes, the little diva herself. Um, so we don't know what happened. I haven't heard about it being, it could have been broken. Exactly, JP. It could have actually been broken at that point. We don't know. We just know it stopped. Um, Private phone, was it pinging before anywhere? We don't know. No information about that. The police, I do have to say this, it sounds to me like the police have taken this extremely seriously since moment one. I have not seen regular media pick up a story about someone, okay, in their 40s this quickly. Okay, yes, this could be because we've recently had another mother who disappeared. Okay, so maybe it's just because there's another story to tie it to, even though they are not tied. Let me clarify that right now. From what we understand right now, they are not tied whatsoever. But NBC has picked up the story. Okay, the Today Show did something on the story. So the word is getting to the media that this needs to be covered, which is one reason why it worried me that I haven't seen her picture everywhere. Okay, we know how, okay, when things are serious, police will work with the media to say, hey, we really need your help in getting this information out. Can you please cover this story because I need to have her face plastered everywhere? And they've been doing that. So I'm very happy for that. Or the DA's office put out a release for her. Exactly. And I think BC, that's it. They basically spoke up and said, we've got a very serious case here. This is not the case of a woman who just disappeared. There's something here that is far scarier than we want to even address at this point. Okay. And we need to get her face out there. Yeah, I think that we need to share cases, definitely. Okay, there's no reason why people don't, especially those of you living in the state. Okay, and the states around it, y'all should have these faces out there for you to be able to see. The neighborhood has really come together. Like I said, this is a story of a woman who the neighborhood kind of knew her. They would see her out with her son playing. Okay, she'd be sitting, like they said, sitting in a chair while her son played outside. Okay, they would talk with her. They would have conversations with her. This is actually, you're looking at a picture of her vehicle. When they found her vehicle, okay, that's her vehicle. And again, in it, keys, purse, and work phone. That does make me wonder, okay, this you're moving to Hawaii. There you go, there you go. And those types of things finding in a car, I don't know if the car was locked or unlocked. I have not heard anything about that. But the fact that a purse, girls, how many of you guys just leave your keys, your purse and your work phone laying in a car 24/7? You don't store those things in your car. Those are things that you take out to the car with you, you put them in the car, and then all of a sudden you think, oh no, I forgot something and it's in the house, and you run back in and you leave it out there until you can get back. That's something that I would do. I would not be leaving my purse, my keys, all those things in the car. So, if something happened, did it happen surrounding, okay, when she was either getting in or getting out of the vehicle? Okay. And yeah, no, JP, and that's a fair thing. Okay, some people will leave their keys because of where they live. There's no need to worry about it. Okay, because you are in a very secluded, okay, fairly safe place and all that. Okay, just really, okay, it does happen. BC, I have not been able to find anything about whether it was locked or not. Now, there are a couple of Facebook groups. Two have just started within the last 24 hours. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Battissimo is using my name. It's not enough that Battissimo has to take over my chat. Okay, Battissimo has to fake that it's me talking now. I'm sorry. I'm still trying to figure out my Battissimo. She's just, yeah, she's a little diva. That's all. Diva or a pita? I'm not sure. One of those two. So, and, yeah, something around that time feels weird. She lives in an area called Stratford Court. And, this is confusing. This whole one is confusing, and you can understand why the police in the neighborhood are worried. Okay, is it someone that, yes, Sherry, Diva Pita, and also is they've got the concerns of, is it someone, okay, because they feel pretty safe saying no, she's not the type who would just run off. Okay, no, she's not going to do that to her child. Okay, there's no way she would never. Okay, as the woman who's taking care of the little boy is saying right now, she would never abandon her son. Never. And so that's giving you an idea. Now, okay, it's not going that way, which means it's an abduction or okay, something else that's happened here. And if it's that, then you bring up all the concerns for the neighborhood just in general. Is it someone who knows? Okay, her. If they know her, or is it someone that attack of opportunity type thing? There's so many possibilities right now. And yeah, you always have to trust the family. And I think that's what they've done in this case. The police have trusted the family. The police have trusted not only the family saying this is not normal behavior for her, but they verified with the full neighborhood that this is not normal behavior. And they're like, okay, that's good enough for me. That's good enough for me. We're fine. Okay, and we're going to move forward on this. The community is trying. Like I said, there's a couple different Facebook groups. Two of them have been started by, the normal Facebook discussion type groups. And then there's one that's been started by the community itself. And that one is more not for discussion and stuff like that. Their focus is let's find her. Okay, they're there for the reason that needs to be our focus, which is what can we do to find her? Let's go. And they did. They went to the Philadelphia, I think it's Eagles game, and handed out over 1,000 flyers with her picture on it. Okay, they are all posting in there. Okay, today I walked around this lake and I looked around and didn't see anything. Or so they're really working hard as a community to try to find her. When was the last day someone laid eyes on her, Seal? The last day someone actually saw her was her work colleague that she was going to start a restaurant with, and that was on Tuesday. So Tuesday, January 3rd was the last day at 2 p.m. At that time, she dropped her son off with him for an overnight slumber party idea. So there's a lot of moving pieces with this one. And like I said, there I know the gentleman, I've watched a couple of videos. I thought of sharing here, but I just don't want to, you know how I feel about gossip and pointing fingers, especially you can hurt someone really badly if you point fingers at someone and they never should have had fingers pointed anyhow. Police are going to take care of that, not us. But he has already had a lot of people were pointing out, okay, well, why did this happen? Or why did that happen? And he, during an interview, actually got upset saying that, I'm the one who's been knocking down the windows and stuff like that. So, but there's definitely concerns. What happened from 2 p.m. on Tuesday until she would have picked up her son the next day, which would have been what, maybe if school gets out at about 2ish, 8 year old. So it's regular school, it's not a half day type thing. So 2 or so, I don't know how long the bus ride, maybe 30 minutes or an hour. So 4 o'clock, so 26 hours maybe that between the time she was last seen by someone and recognized that she was no longer in the neighborhood with them. And so this one is definitely a puzzle. And I'm happy the police are taking it as seriously as they are. They'll find out. They'll find out. You gotta trust them to find out. And yes, we help them out. Okay. As you guys know, I have all of those posters. There's some other posters out there already, okay, where people can share on Instagram and things. There is a reward that has been taken from $10,000 to $15,000. And I hate to say it, but money does talk for sometimes. People all of a sudden who might not be normally willing to talk, for some reason, if you mention the money side of it, they're more willing to open up their mouth. Okay, it's just the way things are. Thank you so much, Sherry, because that's what it's going to come. We need to help get the word out. It's been 7 days. Um, you guys know I always say hope is there. They had on Saturday a candlelight vigil right outside of her house. You're looking at a picture from it. Earlier, the picture of the house that I showed you was actually from when they were setting up for the candlelight vigil. And also the neighborhood has come together as, okay, we use the word ohana here, and ohana is true. Okay, it's when your community comes together like this, and they will get the posters out. They will help share the information that is important. Okay, the family will work with the police, and if the family feels there ever is a time that more is needed, they'll let us all know. But right now, what is needed is exactly what JP just did, what Sherry just did, sharing out the posters. On Discord, I have both my thumbnail poster as well as the poster that is Instagram sized. I know a lot of people talk about when they try to post, I have the Instagram one because sometimes it works better that way. So let me know, actually, let me real quickly for anyone who is new and does not have access to the posters in Discord. I always post that. Let me see. Here we go. There we go. There's the Discord link. So anyone who is not on Discord, okay, and wants to have a way to get the posters, that's one place. You can also look me up on Facebook, the Look of My Life, and hopefully that'll help you out also. Steffa, how you doing? Thank you for dropping in, my dear. You know what, JP, I'm always confused with Discord. Sometimes I feel like there's so many different social media platforms. It's like, oh my gosh, what do I do now? Do I, okay, this is here, and then this here, and then this here. And oh my gosh, I feel like I need like 7 of me just to kind of wake up in the morning and figure out what's going on in the world. So, and that is one of the things that has actually been mentioned here in this case. I happened to be looking on one of the Facebook groups, and someone came in and said, please tell me that this is not the person being looked for. Well, it looks like this lady or male, I'm not sure, okay, had been playing computer games for a long time with this lady. Now, not computer games like I do, World of Warcraft type, but just, the ones we all do. And, hey, Princess. Thanks, Princess. And also, the games that we okay, if you do like the merge games or the card games or stuff like that. She'd been playing that for a while. And this lady, okay, or man just happened to come across and it's like, wait, that looks like the profile picture of the person that I've been playing for ever with. So I hate to put it this way, but we all do have to watch and be sure. Is this tied to the internet? Probably not. I'm not getting that feeling right now from what we're being told by police. And but it is. It goes back to what we talk about all the time about being safe when you're on the internet. Okay, being careful when you're talking with people, what information you're sharing with them, and things like that. And also, Katie, none of that. Katie K was putting the puggies to bed. Yeah. Okay, let me see. What were you asking, my dear? Sorry, I was putting puggies to bed. Did she ever talk about conflict with anyone? Her son's dad. Okay, that was one thing I did come across one little comment on a Facebook account saying that there may have been something at one point with a past ex. Um, so I'm sure my gut is saying there may have been something with someone in the past. Okay, an ex that she and him maybe don't get along the greatest with and stuff. Um, we're not being led that way with anything with police now, but starts bringing things up off of Facebook. That was one of the comments mentioned in Facebook. I'll be honest, gang. Jennifer's story started when she went missing on Tuesday, January 3rd. January 4th, reported missing. There was not a lot of focus until the last 24 hours or so. So we're just all of this is starting to roll. The information that's coming out, getting the word out, which is, of course, our focus right now is getting the word out. But there's a possibility from what I'm reading that, yeah, there may have been a rough relationship in the past. She does have support with Steffa. Has the media discussed any information? No. And in fact, I did not even realize there was an older son until maybe about 15 minutes before I went live when I started reading through another grouping of posts. And multiple times I heard someone say sons on a media clip. And I was like, oh, that's plural. And but I'm only hearing one. But then later on, I did read in Facebook that she does have an older son. So it could be someone she is 43 years old. So it's very possible she could have a child from an earlier relationship from when she was even in her 20s. If you think about it, if she had a child in her 20s, they'd be in college at this point. And so very possible at that. Someone could have been watching, according to JP, someone could have been watching her learning routines and then plotted how it appears. Exactly. Exactly. And that's the reason why I'm saying we got to always be careful because the police have the full story. We're getting bits and pieces of information. And yes, sometimes we may get thinking, oh, isn't that weird that the medicine isn't there? Or isn't it weird that this is this or that? But then you also look here, JP. And could someone have been following her routine and knowing that certain things happened at certain times? And or did she post things? Okay, oh, I've got a night off tonight. Okay, I'm going to enjoy resting or stuff. I don't know. That's just how we tend to do. Not all flirtatious behavior happens online. You'd be surprised how many are still. Oh yeah, that is totally, totally. Um, Support with Steffa. Do you have a specific Facebook group that feels is more accurate than others? Okay. There's not too many Facebook groups. Honestly, the two that I joined had like zero information in them. One of them had a couple hundred people. It had just started though today, so it was kind of one of those reused Facebook groups. The other one started, but it has a very small group, no information. The one I'm getting info on, but guys, I don't want people to run over there specifically for discussion brewing, if you understand what I mean, because it's the local communities Facebook. It's the group, and I'll share that group with you guys, because I know a lot of people like to help just give support to people. And that's how I am. I just want them to know that they have people out here who will have their back and will keep pictures up and stuff like that. But I will share that 1 second. I had that in my mod chat earlier. Here we go. This is from the local community. But it does have a lot of help for understanding the location, where she lives, what's all. That's how I found out, for example, that they had shared 1,000 posters, leaflets of her being missing at the Eagles game. I think it was the Eagles game. Sorry, I'm not a football girl. But yeah, there's some really good information there. I just want to ask for those of you that are my subs, try not to go there and start the whole, oh, I think so and so did this and this and this, and you know what I mean. And also, there's other locations where people do that. So, but yeah, no, this one, I keep looking at the picture in the upper left here as we're kind of coming towards the end of a lot of this. And that was Happy New Year's. She went missing sometime between the 3rd and the 4th of January. That's probably one of the last pictures that they have of her right now. Okay, with her little boy. Um, that was New Year's Day, maybe, New Year's Eve, maybe. Okay, so it's the most current picture that we have, so people can kind of look at her from there. Like we were saying earlier, she has an amazing smile. She definitely wears glasses. Okay, that's one thing I haven't seen mentioned in any of the posters, but every single picture that I've seen, she is wearing glasses in. Um, so a lot of different things I've noticed. Not sure if she wears yet. She might wear that necklace. Let me check real quickly. That necklace, maybe not. I was thinking maybe she wore that necklace routinely, but maybe not. Might have been just in that picture. And also, but if you guys can help us out with sharing out the posters, if you cannot download any of them, please let me know. Okay, give me a contact through community tab, Facebook. I'm over there, and I'll send it to you. I'll send you whatever. I mean, it's got my name. One of them has my name on the bottom. Cut it off if you don't want the name there. We just need to get their pictures out. That's the focus right now. We need her picture shared so that people are looking for her, because it's been a week and she could be anywhere right now. If it was something where someone grabbed her, okay, for nefarious reasons or whatever, she could be anywhere on the mainland at this point. She could be in Hawaii for all I know at this point. We're talking almost a whole week at this point. So thank you so much. Thank you, La Princesa. And also, but yeah, KK, that's what I love, is when all of our friendships start crossing over between channels and all. Oh my God, it's great. That's what community is about. And we're stronger when we're a community. We truly are. So, but anyhow, let me pull this up. So this is the poster for her. Jennifer Brown was last seen on January 3rd. She was reported missing January 4th in Royersford, Pennsylvania. She's 43 years old, 5'1" tall, 150 pounds. She's got brown hair and green eyes. She was reported missing after not showing up to pick up her son from a bus stop. Her vehicle was found parked outside of her house. Her purse, work phone, and keys were found inside the vehicle. There is a reward. That reward has increased from $10,000 to $15,000 for anyone who has information that can lead us to Jennifer or help explain what happened to her. If anyone has any information, again, I say this all the time, if you are not in Montgomery County or whatever, and you have information, say you're here in Hawaii and you have information or something, just call 911. You don't need to go searching out a phone number. But if you are in Montgomery County, you can call the Detective Bureau at 610-226-5553. And you guys, thank y'all so much for popping in for this tonight. And this one needs to be, there's a little 8-year-old boy and there's an older brother. out there who's missing his mom too. Just because we're talking about the 8-year-old doesn't mean that the older brother knows what's going on right now. They can hide it from an 8-year-old, but you can't hide it from someone who's older. So please keep all of them in your thoughts and in your prayers. Okay, say an extra prayer tonight. Um, Pull out your forwarding material and just start sharing this out. And also, yep, you got it, Jet's mom. Let's do, oh, wonderful, Jet's mom. I'll have to keep an eye out for sure. So, love you guys so much for all of you guys who popped in here. Steffa, thanks for popping up. And Marshmallow popping in. Princess Megan, KK. I know I had Burden in here. Sherry, Seal. I'm going to forget someone. I know. Hello, Angela. Definitely prayers. Guys, prayer is powerful. I truly believe that. Whether it is the prayer and a singular being, or if it is passing out positive energy. Prayers very, very powerful. So keep them in your prayers. Love you guys tons. I will talk to y'all later. We will be doing our Wednesday CPS discussion later on this week. I still don't know the subject, but we'll be letting you know. Both Burden and Sleuth and I, all three of us will be over here talking about that. So talk to y'all later. Aloha. Dogs have finally fallen asleep. Of course, now they do. Love you guys. Bye-bye. Aloha. Mahalo. Thank you. Bye-bye.